As we look at international developments, we're also seeing just this afternoon a significant one out of Ukraine and Russia. The Ukrainian foreign minister looking for a peace summit in February, preferably at the UN, possibly mediated by the UN Secretary General, according to a new interview with the Associated Press. The foreign minister says the summit could happen around the anniversary of the war. And when it comes to whether Russia would be invited, Ukraine says yes, but only after they've been prosecuted for war crimes. The announcement comes just a day after Russian President Vladimir Putin himself said he might be willing to negotiate over this war that he has waged on Ukraine. Take that with a big grain of salt, okay, because U.S. officials are. They're pretty skeptical of comments like this. They say Russia has given no sign that they're actually ready to negotiate in good faith. Matt Bradley is joining us now. And, Matt, let's talk about what the Ukrainian foreign minister is saying, right, because they say they'll do whatever it takes to win this war, but that at the end of the day, every war ends diplomatically. This word, diplomacy, right, the idea of diplomatic talks, it is not always one that has been embraced throughout the course of this invasion. Talk us through it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has been embraced. There were diplomatic talks at the beginning, but you're talking about that AP article, and I got to tell you, Hallie, I was confused when I read it, because when you go down to the bottom, then you see that suddenly, okay, we are going to have this peace conference, but Russia will only be invited if they submit to war crimes trials. That's not exactly, that's kind of an asterisk, some small print that I don't think Moscow is really going to want to adhere to. So it kind of makes it seem like all of this talk of negotiations, and we're hearing that from both sides, as you mentioned, Vladimir Putin and from, Ukraine here. It kind of makes it sound like they're sort of talking past each other, because here's the deal, Hallie, the Ukrainians do feel like they're winning. They believe they're winning, and they have the battlefield bona fides to prove it. So the fact is, if you're winning, it makes it hard to want to negotiate a truce, especially if that could possibly mean you might have to yield some ground to Russia.
But this is kind of my point, Matt, on the diplomatic piece of it, right? Because when I say that diplomacy was a bit of like a little bit of a grenade, sure, we saw those talks in the beginning, but like even a month ago, right, the idea that Western nations would talk about diplomacy was seen, I think, in some corners as a sign that perhaps the West was retreating from support from Ukraine, which was not the case and not the message that the West wanted to send.
Yeah, I think you're referring to that letter that was sent by all of those left-wing Democrats. They said, Biden should be pushing Ukraine to negotiate, and then they actually retracted that letter because the anger about that was just so scathing. So they learned that they shouldn't talk about negotiations. And here in Ukraine, negotiation is the longest four-letter word around. I mean, you can't talk about that because negotiation here rhymes with capitulation. And that's why nobody wants to talk about that, because to negotiate means to yield to the aggressor. That's how it's seen here in Kyiv. That's how it's seen throughout Ukraine. And, justifiably so. It all started back in the 90s, back when Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons, basically to appease Moscow. And ever since then, it's been seen as if you're negotiating, you're giving something up. And Vladimir Putin, at least here in Kyiv, the perception is, and actually throughout the entire region, the perception is that Vladimir Putin pursues maximalist goals. And he's not going to yield. If you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
You talk about the landscape on the battlefield, right? And look at the other big headline today on this issue, because Russia says 3 of its Air Force personnel were killed after this Ukrainian drone was shot down at an airbase. And we're showing the map here fairly far inside Russian territory. Talk us through that.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time. This is the second time that's happened in a month. And actually, the Ukrainians have done pretty well at targeting places inside Russia proper. And it looks like they're going to continue, especially if they keep edging toward the border. They're going to be in greater range and be able to hit more and more targets. That's one of the reasons why I don't think Belarus, despite Vladimir Putin's encouragement, why Belarus probably doesn't want to involve themselves any further into the war. They don't want to be facing a lot of attacks from Ukraine. And the fact is that this is embarrassing to Moscow. They keep doing this. And you see excerpts from Russian state TV. People get up there, these sort of talking heads on Russian state TV. They're paid to be patriotic, and they're bemoaning this. They're humiliated by it because really they see this as not only Ukraine being able to hold off what should have been a superior Russian force, but being able to leapfrog over that superior Russian force and attack within Russia. So this is something that a lot of Russians see as humiliating, and it's humiliating for the Ministry of Defense, because, of course, they're the ones who are on the top of this. They're the ones who are leading the charge. And they've been getting a lot of criticism from even the most patriotic, nationalistic Russians.
Matt Bradley, live for us there in Kyiv. Matt, we're glad you're there for us. Thank you for that reporting. Appreciate it, as always.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.